I got one. Here it is. Look how beautiful it is. So I got my Rabbit. I'm excited. I've been testing it, and Rabbit sponsored this video so I could tell you how useful it's been in my day-to-day life. And not only that, but actually how to use it in the ways that I've been using it. And I plan to make 2 other non-sponsored videos, including a full review and a tutorial. So let me tell you about it. The killer feature in my mind is that it is an incredible knowledge source that I can ask questions to anywhere I am at any time. And it is significantly faster than Siri, and of course, even faster than Google search manually. And that's the super useful use case that I've been using it for. So I put it in my pocket, I carry it around with me. It has a mobile SIM card that I put in there, so it has internet access anywhere I go, and I can ask it questions anywhere I am. Now, let me give you a few examples of where I've actually used it. One of the most obvious immediate use cases for me is in my car. So if I'm driving, I can't use any kind of visual interface. I can't type. So a natural language interface makes the most sense to me. So if I'm driving around, I have my Rabbit device right next to me. I simply push a button. I can ask it anything. And remember, it has up-to-date information because its search is powered by Perplexity. So I'm driving around. If I have any kind of question at all, I can have a conversation with it. And that is such an incredible use case for me because Siri is still really bad. But it's not only in the car that this is kind of the fastest knowledge source for me now. It's also everywhere else. It is just the quickest way to get answers to your questions. And that is what I've found. So for example, yesterday was the Jewish holiday Passover, and I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to know what the plate meant, what the food meant. And so I had Rabbit explain it to me. And so I simply asked the question, I put it down, and everybody at my table was able to listen in and understand and learn about what Passover is. And my son also loves using it. He asked about every single Pokemon. He asked what they do, he asked what their abilities are, and it just answered over and over again. And keep in mind, my son is young, and he wouldn't really be able to type and use Google search. So the fact that he can just push this button and ask questions to it and learn is pretty incredible. And so he also really enjoyed using it yesterday. So let me show you how that actually works. So right here, I have the device. I'll show you how to use it. Right here on the side, you have this little gray button, and this is the main button. There's really only 2 physical user inputs. There's this side gray button and then this scroll wheel. So I click it once, it turns on. Okay, there it is. And then if I hold down the gray button, you could see the ears pop up and it's ready to listen to your questions. Then when I let go, it answers the questions.
I am here to attend to your needs. How may I assist you today?
All right, so let me give you an example. What's that yellow famous Pokemon that kind of looks like a cat or a rabbit? What's that one called again?
The famous yellow Pokemon that resembles a cat or a rabbit is Pikachu.
It's actually super fast. That was one thing I was a little bit worried about because of other AI devices that were really slow. This is quite fast, like surprisingly fast. So that's why it has really become a really useful knowledge device in my life. So I have my iPhone right here. Let's try that same query with Siri. What's that Pokemon that kind of looks like a cat? It kind of looks like a rabbit. It's yellow. It's the most famous one. What's it called? Sorry, I don't understand. So that is what I expected. Siri is still terrible. It's not conversational. It doesn't allow me to follow up with it. It doesn't have any kind of memory. But now let me show you the memory on this one. What's another really famous one?
Another very famous Pokemon is Charizard, known for its dragon-like appearance and powerful fire abilities.
And that's the really cool part, is it is truly conversational. So this is something I'm using day to day as an incredible knowledge source with up-to-date information. Now, let me show you another example where I'm getting up-to-date information. There's a UFC fight this Saturday, I believe. Who's fighting in it?
Searching now, the UFC event this Saturday, May 4th, 2024, is UFC 301. Pantoja versus Urseg, taking place at Farmácia Arena, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The main card features Brandon Moreno versus Kai Kara France in a flyweight title eliminator bout, as well as other bouts such as Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny in a welterweight bout, and Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Ribas in a women's strawweight bout.
It's really cool. Again, it has information up to date, which is incredibly important. So the way that I use this every day is as a conversational knowledge source, up to date, much faster than Googling, much better than Siri. So the second use case I've been using it for is actually for meetings. And I've had a few meetings lately. This is IRL meetings. So actually having meetings with real people outside of this office, which I do occasionally. And all you do is you tell it to record a meeting, set it down, it records your meeting, and then in the Rabbit Hole, which is their web interface, it sends you the meeting recording and it summarizes it using AI. So let me show you what that looks like. Start a meeting recording. And that's it. And it has this cool little graphic, and you can actually see the meeting getting recorded. It has the date. And when you're done, you simply scroll to that stop and then you click stop. And I will show you that now. So I'm going to scroll, and then I click the side button and it stops. And within a few seconds, that recording and a summary of the recording is going to appear in Rabbit Hole. So this is Rabbit Hole. This is the user interface, and this is my journal. So this is everything that I've done so far. So I have 16 journal entries from yesterday. Here are the 3 audio recordings. And so let me pop one open from this morning, and you could see the recording. I can play it, I can skip around, and it has the AI summary right there. And here's the one that I just recorded, and that's it. Here's a cool little graphic. So you could see it transcribed it, has the audio recording, and then if it's a longer recording, it'll actually generate a nice summary of that meeting. Now the Rabbit has a ton of other functionality, but I'm gonna save that for the tutorial and for the review. And one other thing I wanna talk about is how we actually got here with this Rabbit device. So it completely blew up on the internet just a few months ago with an incredible demo video by their CEO. And I covered it. That was my first video to reach 1 million views. And so it was pretty awesome. And the demo itself is pretty incredible. They almost immediately sold out of their first 10,000, which I was lucky enough to get in. I ordered within minutes of seeing it because for the price of $200, it was really a no-brainer. And then they also ended up selling another 100,000 devices over the next week or so. It's $199. There's no subscription fee. It comes with Perplexity. It comes with 11 Labs built in. Again, for free. You can plug in things like DoorDash, Midjourney, Uber. You can plug in other things as well. So it's really an awesome price for everything you get with it. And as of today, devices are beginning to ship, and they're actually having a pickup party in New York. So really cool. I'm a builder at heart, so I appreciate when another company tries something new, goes out and really breaks the mold of what we've seen to date. Congratulations to Rabbit. Thank you for sponsoring this video. If you liked this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.